Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Edgar and I'm the Craftologo. This time I like to try something different. I want to make trees for one of my new projects. This is gonna be the first time I'm making something like that, so we're gonna learn together. I check online many tutorials on how to make trees for dioramas and things like that. Most of them they use wire to make the trees and the branches. Dioramas are made of very different sizes and many of them they don't match the scale for Warhammer. So we can take inspiration for some of the advice given on the net, but not everything will fit on this project. So I'll need to adapt and improvise. I have recently made some gardening work on my house, and taking off one of the plants, I checked the roots they have and they look very interesting. So I clean them up, I trim them up, and then separate it by size on these plastic bags. On this occasion I'm gonna use it to make some trees, but definitely you can use those branches to decorate the bases of your miniatures. For the main section of the trees, I will use one of those big logs. And then my idea is to keep building the branches using the medium ones. The kind of trees I want to make are kind of like swampy, dead trees. And these roots they are so twisted that they will fit perfectly on this concept. Now I want to make the base of the roots like if it's coming out from the ground. I take the measurement more or less, and with a saw I make an angular cut that later I will glue to the branch. As you can see, now I'm using super glue. This time is working quite well. It's probably because the wood is quite porous. And I keep adding branches randomly. Because I'm using organic material and not wire, I feel that the tensions need some extra support. so I add some Milliput to reinforce the structure. First, I spread all the clay, then I make some texture with the metal tool, and after I smooth it up all with a brush and water. I like to preserve some of the natural color for the tree and the branches. And for that reason, I don't gonna prime it. Instead, I'll cover everything with scale 75 Inktense wood. This will unify the color in an even way between the wood and the clay. Just to add a bit of variance on the color, I will add some highlights using the dry brush and Ushabti bone. Some of the swamp trees have this kind of moss fungus coming from the branches, and I love this effect and I want to emulate it. For that, I use PVA glue and mix it with water and tint them with green. First I use scale 75 Inktense green. But this mix looks too light. So I add a darker tone using Vallejo Air Model Green Olive. I get some cotton and stripe a little bit, and then I soak it on the glue. And gently apply it on the branch and put it down very carefully. I don't want the full tree to be covered on that stuff, so I'm just gonna add little bits and to make it a look. Okay, now using this brown moss, I soak it on PVA glue and add it to the end and top of the branches. As you can see, this gives them a more complex look. For the final step, I want to make some variants of color and make the look of not so dead tree using some green grass spread it to the top. And well, this is it. I think these trees, they look very cool. I wasn't expecting this result actually. I think they'll fit perfectly for my project. And talking about this, if you want to check what I'm doing in the future, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I hope you enjoyed this video and hopefully it will give you some new ideas. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye.